what's up guys, Benny here, and welcome to the top 5 meta loadouts that you need to be running this week ahead of the Season 3 Reloaded update that is going to probably shift up the game's meta significantly. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on that update. But we're going to be kicking off with the CR56 AMAX. I will be giving you the 5 and 8 attachment builds, so if you want to get that gunfighter loadout, you can. So with the AMAX, I'm going to start off with the optic, which I go for the Volshkiv Reflex. Now, for me, this is the best 1x sight in the game. It's super clean, super easy to use, so definitely recommend it on pretty much every gun that you use an optic on. Then for the muzzle, we're going to run the compensator, which is going to give us that vertical recoil control and recoil stabilization. I know a lot of people like the monolithic for that bullet velocity and damage range and staying off the radar when you're firing your weapon. But that ADS punishment, and also the issue with the AMAX is it does have more recoil than a lot of other weapons. So you need that control if you want to hit your shots consistently. Then the barrel, you're going to go for that reinforced barrel, because the most important thing here is increasing that damage range as well as the bullet velocity by 25%. Because it means that you're going to get that highest damage bracket up to nearly 60 meters, which is absolutely insane. Compared to if you just went to the gain twist, it's only up to near 47 for like an extra 100 meters. So trust me, reinforced barrel is where you want to go. Now on the 5 attachment build, I don't run an underbarrel, but I do run a magazine, and I go for extended mag 1. Don't go for extended mag 2, because you then suddenly get ADS sprint to fire penalties that just make the AMAX feel a lot clunkier. 45 is more than enough for this hard-hitting assault rifle. And then for the firing mods, I go for overpressured, bringing up my bullet velocity to 1,230, and that is my 5 attachment build. Now, if you're going to go for gunfighter, you're going to go for the underbarrel, but you're going to go for that vertical foregrip. That's going to give you the most amount of horizontal recoil control, so your gun's not shaking from side to side when you're shooting. Makes it a lot easier to use. Then the rear grip, we're going to go for that commando grip. That's going to give you increased ADS, sprint to fire, and also jumping sprint and jumping ADS times, which one of the techniques I've started doing is jump and sliding. It really does help when you're moving around the map and stops you getting headshot by snipers as often. So the commando grip is what you want. Then the stock, we go for that combat stock for flinch resistance and aim walking movement speed to finish off the AMAX build. Now, of course, this potentially might be getting nerfed with Season 3 Reloaded. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. But we have the HDR, the one-shot sniper that everyone is using on Verdansk right now. The muzzle, you're gonna go for that monolithic suppressor. And this build has actually changed this week because people have been really fine-tuning it and finding what is the best overall build. The barrel, we go for that gain twist for that increased bullet velocity. We then go for an underbarrel, which is something that I haven't been using. And we go for that lightweight bipod for that aiming idle sway. So when you scope in, right, your optic is instantly kind of locked in and it's not kind of moving around as much. So you want that lightweight bipod. Then we're going to go firing mods over here, and we're also going to stick on overpressured rounds for increased bullet velocity. And then the final attachment on the 5 attachment build is quick draw grip. Really simple here, faster ADS. It's one of the reasons I think the HDR is so broken, is because it does work a bit like the OG Car 98. So the quick draw grip just makes it nice and snappy, so you can hop out of a car, get a quick headshot nice and accurately. But yeah, a lot of fun to use. Give it a go. So next up, we've got the AK-74, and this is a weapon I'm expecting to get nerfed with the Season 3 Reloaded update to kind of bring the SMGs back into the game, because this is a close range assault rifle. So make sure to use it whilst you can. Now, we don't run an optic, I go for the iron sights, but we do run the compensator just to help with that recoil control. And just make it super consistent and easy to use. We don't run a barrel on the 5 attachment version, but we do run an underbarrel where we go for the range of foregrip, so we take out that horizontal recoil control and also just get that sprinting movement speed so we can kind of close those distances nice and easy. Then we go for the magazine. Now, most people run the extended mag 1 for like a 40 round mag. I do not. I go for the flip mag because there are a whole ton of benefits. It increases your ADS speed, your sprint to fire speed, and makes it feel more like an SMG, whilst also giving you a faster reload. It's like a secret like attachment, like a rear grip. I don't know why it increases your ADS speed, because it's not like exactly taking weight off, but it does, and it is amazing to use. Give it a go, and the feel of the AK so much better. We then go for the command. So there's a couple options here. I personally go for the ergonomic grips for that slide to fire speed, because we're playing at close range. You're using it as an SMG, and it just makes the
gun feel a lot more mobile, so you can dominate at those close ranges. And then the stock, infiltrator stock for aim walking speed, so you can ADS walk into gunfights when you're holding your irons and just holding a point when you're getting pushed. Amazing build. Then if you want to go for an 8 attachment version because you've got an additional loadout, throw on an optic, go for the Volshkiv reflex. The barrel, I go for the gain twist. You don't need the reinforced for that extra damage range because really you are using this at close ranges, so that extra bullet velocity just makes it kind of feel a little bit better. I wouldn't go for like short barrel, CHF and all that sort of stuff. This is no point. I don't run for a laser because I don't want to blow my position, but I go for the firing mods and I go for recoil springs. Extra recoil control turns this thing into an absolute monster. Use it whilst you can. So our next weapon for this week's top 5 loadouts is the SAUG, and I reckon this is going to start being used a lot more after the Season 3 Reloaded update and the potential nerf to the AK-74. So the build you're going to want, you're going to have that compensator on there for that vertical recoil control because it does have quite a high rate of fire. So you want to have that under control as much as possible. Then the barrel, and this is the first time I really use this, is the long barrel. We want to increase the damage range as much as we can so you can kind of get those faster TTKs up to 14 meters because damage drop off is something you really do want to avoid because it goes from 34 damage down to 22 at those furthest ranges. So long barrel gonna help you out there. Then we go for the underbarrel where we go for the vertical foregrip for that horizontal recoil control because to help control that high fire rate and that you can land your shots consistently. The mag, we're gonna go for that extended mag too. So you got a 55 round mag so you can take 1 or 2 opponents down at a time without needing to reload. Which is very, very important with the SAUG. Then the final attachment is going to be the balance stock. It's going to increase your movement speed, aim walking movement speed, and also your strafing movement speed and hip fire moves. So effectively making the SAUG so much more mobile. You can close gaps down a lot faster. You can get in people's faces and like kind of just pull off those flanks that you wouldn't be able to otherwise. So use that balance stock, but still, when you don't have a weapon equipped, you should be pulling out your knife to run around, but this will help you in those close range gunfights where people are moving around buildings. I absolutely love this thing, so give it a go. Next, we've got the SWAT 556, or better known now as the Growl, because you head straight to the firing mods. You add the SWAT 556 Growl conversion kit, and it is now one of the best assault rifles in the game. This is actually, in my opinion, the best 5 attachment assault rifle that you can use in Warzone right now. You're gonna then head over to the muzzle and throw on the monolithic suppressor, so you stay off radar. You've got increased bullet velocity and damage range, very, very important. You can't add a barrel on because it is now the Growl. The conversion kit does that for you. So you're gonna head to the underbarrel and add the vertical foregrip for that horizontal recoil to help make this into an absolute laser. The magazine, of course, is the full auto extender mag for that 50 round mag that we all know and love. And then the rear grip is you're gonna put the quick draw grip just so you've got a faster ADS to make it super snappy. It's a super simple build. You do not need to run an 8 attachment version for this. It is the best 5 attachment assault rifle in the game. And if you did want to run an 8 attachment, use that AMAX that we used earlier. And if you're gonna do that, make sure that you use this pistol. I wasn't going to include this, but I will show it to you. It's the GREKHOVA, and this thing is absolutely ridiculous as well. I'll quickly go into the firing range and show you, but you can just, it's like a hip fire pistol. The big mag size, super easy to use. There's no ADS needed. And the build for that is the monolithic suppressor, the reinforced barrel, the extended mag 3, the weighted stock, and the steady aim laser. Like, I'm surprised a lot more people don't use that yet, but if you're running an 8 attachment build, go ahead and use that if you don't have a rocket launcher. Someone in your squad, if you're playing quads, should have a rocket launcher as well. But those are my top 5 meta loadouts for this week. Make sure to give them a go. There's going to be a big change on Thursday with the update, so make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. I'll see you there.